All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Jesse, and we're back here in the Off-Road Garage for part 4 of the shop remodel series. This one's gonna be a little bit different than the previous 3. We're not gonna be building out any new walls. Instead, we're gonna be finishing what we started. We've got outlets to install, lighting to hang underneath the loft area over the workbench. Speaking of the workbench, we need to throw a second coat of paint on it. That way we can get the totes back underneath. We got a TV to hang on the wall. This coffee table is in serious need of some feng shui. We got to figure out what we're going to do for a heat barrier behind the wood stove, because although the cement board just sitting there works, it looks terrible. We got a bunch of crap behind you guys that needs to go in a metal storage cabinet on that back wall underneath the loft. We're also going to be doing our first install since having done all this work in here on one of the bikes. We're going to be pulling the Road Glide off the lift, throwing the Dyna on, and we're going to be installing the all-new Thrashin billet brake arm. It's chrome, it's fully adjustable, it's going to match the shifter side perfect. Very excited to see how that looks and feels on the bike. I also did some late night part ordering last night for the Road Glide, so I'll probably share with you guys during this video what I ended up picking up as well. So stay tuned, let's get rolling. All right, so we'll start things off here with hopefully an easy win and get the TV hung up on the wall behind me here. We'll get the Dyna out of the way, grab a ladder, and don't tell my girlfriend, but I did steal the TV and the mount from our bedroom. I'm just kidding. We have another one that we're gonna throw in the bedroom. So this is just a, hand-me-down basically. So it's gonna be perfect for the shop. It's like a 56, 57 inch TV, and it's gonna be on a swivel mount, so we'll be able to sit here, spin it out, watch stuff, spin it out that way, whatever I'm doing. So we're gonna try to get it hung up without any crazy accidents or, problems like that. See how we do. All right, TV's hung. I still have a couple more touches to do to it, but I gotta show off this cable management because it is just clean. We've got our outlet there. Used the same mesh to bunch the cables together as we used on the tree for the Road Glide and the Dyna. And then we've got our little Roku guy up behind here. Got our cable running along here. Same thing over there. So no matter how far out the TV is from the wall, you only see that one wire. Looks pretty damn good. And there we have it. TV's up, turned on, looks freaking sweet. Don't have any service in the back half of the shop, so until I get a Wi-Fi repeater in here, I won't have the capability to do anything on the TV, but it looks sweet and we're gonna make great use of it. I'll be able to pull up like diagrams for you guys or YouTube videos, just whatever it is. We'll obviously watch like bagger racing in here and stuff. So it's kind of a really cool addition to the shop. Something I've always wanted that it didn't make sense to have out here before, but now it does. And you can't ever question whether or not I am just over the top extra OCD about stuff. The bottom of the TV had a stainless finish, so I ended up wrapping it black. I have a bunch of leftover black wrap from doing one of my old trucks, and looks way better. Matches the rest of the trim around the TV perfect. So yeah, it might look small on camera compared to the size of the wall, but the TV is honestly the perfect size. I wouldn't want any bigger, taking away from anything else that's going on in a shop space. So yeah, it's great. It pulls way out this way or that way. So no matter where we're at, if we want to watch from over there or if we want to be here on the couch hanging out, we can just do our thing. And obviously it's got that tip feature. So super sturdy. You guys already saw the wiring is just super clean job. I put the cover on the outlet and that's what you got. Doesn't really get much cleaner than that. Good afternoon. We are back here in the shop and it is Tuesday. For reference, I hung the TV with you guys on Friday, which means spent the entire weekend and Monday not working on the garage at all. So unfortunately, we have not made any progress, but we did get a bunch of other stuff knocked out. I've had a Lexus IS 350 sitting on my property for like 3 years now from an engine swap that I took out, and it's a no title shell. You can't just scrap those, you gotta cut them up first. So I ended up sawzalling that thing up and cutting it into a bunch of pieces and winching it onto my flatbed trailer, taking it to the scrap yard. Went and picked up a new car for the girlfriend. Got a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. Thing's so nice. Cars are crazy nice now. Like, I mean, you get in there and everything's like, you can change the color of all the ambient lighting and it drives itself and it's all leather with the pano sun. It's awesome. So very happy for her. But as you guys know, buying a car takes all day, even if you're paying with cash. So yeah, we're here in the garage now. I just installed a set of 1/2-inch floorboard extensions. These Thrashin floorboards are really nice, but since they're cut back this way, you end up with your foot kind of hanging off the end a little bit, as opposed to some of the little bit wider floorboards. So I picked up Amazon, 35 bucks, set of 1/2-inch billet extensions that just go on the inside of the mounts and just brings everything out a little bit further. I don't need to worry about dragging floorboard, I don't think, because we're +2 and 21-inch wheel, but that will also be changing in the near future. So I'll probably tell you guys about that later in this video. But anyways, didn't film it, but there it is, 1/2 inch out, much more comfortable. My whole foot now stays on the floorboard instead of hanging off a little bit. No need to extend the controls because it's just 1/2 inch, it's not that much. So we're gonna pull the Road Glide off the lift, pull the Dyna on, and install that Thrashin billet brake arm that I told you guys about. We'll see what else we get done today. It's probably gonna be it. I go to work tonight and I doubt I will end up having a video for you guys this Thursday because there's just not much progress made and I don't feel like wasting your guys' time with a half-assed video. All right, so here we have Thrashin's billet brake arm. This is a new product for the Dynas. We've got our tip here, that just bolts into the arm. We've got our hardware here. I did order when they first dropped this, so I got the shifter tip or brake arm tip, whatever tip you want to use it for free. Really nice chrome piece. Here we have the arm itself. This is a 2-piece design versus the molded 1-piece. Or I guess poured, pot metal 1-piece factory one. Very nice quality as always. That's what we expect from Thrashin. The other thing that you can always expect from Thrashin is seeing some sort of milling. They don't have a high finish standard before chroming stuff. Even the trees on my Road Glide are the same way. So it is chromed, very nice, but you do see some milling lines. You see where the tool kind of made its finishing passes there, along here. So those are not always laziness. Sometimes it's also just the capabilities of the machine that's being used to produce this stuff. So I know what to expect, so it's not a deal breaker for me, but just something to be aware of for you guys. You see on the end here, we have those milling pieces that you can see along here, even on the top there. So just something to be aware of. And then we have the second half of this arm, which is billet here, and it is black. I actually don't mind that since that is tucked behind the exhaust, although I think maybe we would prefer it all just to be one color and be chrome, but it is what it is. You can see it's notched right here, and then you have bolt holes where right here and here it will get threaded in. So it's actually, I really like the way this is engineered. As you can see, there's these grooves that are tapered here and here, and it actually slips in like so, creating a very nice interference fit and you know, a good quality hard grab there, so that they're not just relying on these two little bolts. And then you have your bolt-to-bolts in here and the one that goes through here, and you have a sturdy product. Also, instead of a plastic sleeve here on your brake arm piece that goes from your mount, it is, I believe this would be brass. Anyways, it's not plastic, which is nice. Mine cracked on my other one, so this should be a nice tighter fit, allow for less kind of wobble and whatnot. And then looks like we've just got our standard, you know, sleeve piece here where your factory linkage or whatever linkage you have will attach to it. So this is for mid controls, obviously, not for forward controls. So yeah, let's get this thing on the bike, see how it looks. Gotta get the stock one off first, but shouldn't be too bad. All right, first off, don't come at me for how dirty the bikes are. I know they look like they've been sitting in storage for years and neglected. You guys saw all the work that went on in here, created a bunch of dust, is what it is. I will get them cleaned up, but it's freaking raining outside and I'm just not doing it now. So, dirty bikes, we're working on them, it's fine. First thing we're gonna need to do is there's a clip on the backside, an E-clip, gotta get that off, that way we can move everything out of the way. It's gonna be a lot easier if we undo this mount, these two Allens here. So I'll probably start with that just so that I'm able to kind of lean everything over. That's gonna make it easier to slip the stock brake arm off as well. So that's where we're gonna start. We're looking at a 5/16 Allen. So as you can see, we now have this kind of rocked over, and we now have access to our clip here and our pin there. We're gonna have to remove that and this guy here. That's going to free up our shift linkage from the brake arm and be able to slip the brake arm right off. There we go. A little mangled, but it's all right. There we go. Look at that, didn't even go flying. Perfect. So now we should be able to just slip the stock brake arm right off. All right. And there we have it. So I figure we will assemble the brake arm off of the bike. That's gonna be much easier, super straightforward. We've got that notched end like I was showing you guys. It's gonna slip right on like so. And we've got two bolts to install. We're gonna use blue Loctite since these are small. We've got a longer and a shorter one. Looks like shorter one's gonna go here, longer one's gonna go here. Yes, that is correct. And we are not gonna tighten these too tight because these are small. I'm very happy that they have this interference fit because, to be honest, I would not feel great about just having these two little bolts holding it together. So, yeah, that's that. And we are gonna be using a 5/32 Allen to tighten this all together. Got our shorter one on the side here, longer one in the top. And we will tighten the top one first because the top one is going to compress it all the way down on that interference fit, and then the backside one will lock it in. If you were to tighten this one first, it might not be all the way down. Okay, so we'll start things off by slipping our brake arm back over the linkage and slipping our pin back through. All right, we've got our pin in, cotter pin's ready to go. Now we can remove this plastic sleeve that, as I said, broke into two pieces. Used to live in the stock brake arm. We'll make sure that we still have our spring style washer here, and then we'll just slip this guy in. All right, we'll go a little red Loctite action this time on these mounts. Blue's probably fine, but this bike does shake a lot more than my Road Glide, so I'm going red
for frame mounted stuff like this.
Well, here's the stuff that most people won't show you. Learn from my mistakes so you don't have to go through it too. Don't forget to put your clip back on before you tighten up your floorboard mount. Otherwise, you gotta take the bolts back out. Stupid. All right, well, that was a very quick and easy install, even with my little mistake there. This is like a 15-20 minute job. Looks great. I wanna get all these tools cleaned up, drop the lift down, and see how it feels. And from there, probably gotta go to work. First time in, like 7 weeks. I'm really not looking forward to it, but it's what pays the bills and allows me to keep doing this in my off time. Oh yeah, nice and easy. I really like when I don't have to lift my foot up to get on top of a brake arm. As we all know, if you've ridden enough bikes, some of the ergonomics behind foot controls are just stupid, where you end up having to like, I can only go that far. So I'm not really trying to have to like do this number to hit the brake. So it's nice to be able to just slip the foot right on top of it. Plenty of, landing room with this type of tip. Obviously, as I mentioned, you can do different types of tips, but also like that it doesn't stick out so far that I can't put my feet pretty well on the pegs without the brake pedal interfering. So it's gonna be a really nice position. I'm not gonna need to make any adjustments to the actual linkage. I like that height there. Shifter feels good on the shifter side of things. I'm very happy with the way that this mid-control install / now brake arm has turned out. We've got the risers dialed, we've got the bars dialed. Off camera actually, a few weeks ago now, I ended up installing a cut down Drag Specialties chrome brake reservoir and new lever and all that. Up the brake from I believe a 11/16 to a 5/8, whatever it is. That brake arm throw is much shorter now, so that feels really nice. And the cut down chrome housing looks much better than that black one. Then we did the same thing over here, new chrome perch instead of the black. And yeah, just a nice clutch pull because we do have that Mueller Easy Pull. So I'm very happy with this part of this. Don't know how much more we're gonna get done in terms of shop work, but we get back to cranking on that and I'll check in with you guys shortly. All right, we've got those outlets all wrapped up, including the upper one. I've been keeping to myself my plans for this cedar accent wall and that outlet there. A few weeks ago, I ordered something a little special to really set this off, and it showed up today. Wasted no time getting it out of the packaging. I've already mounted it on the wall, which means you guys don't have to wait to see it. Check this thing out. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, come on, that's pretty freaking sweet. I've got it pretty much centered in between the chimney pipe and the loft area, not the wall in the loft area because that looked a little weird. So it's a little bit off center of that, but it looks center in the frame of this bay, I would say. It's really cool opening the garage door and looking in here and seeing this just light up the back wall. It's LED, not neon. I purchased it from a company called Zanvis. They did not give me a discount or anything like that, so I'm not plugging their stuff here, but it's pretty freaking sweet. It's like a plexiglass acrylic, and then the logo is stuck on the backside, and they actually like mill all of the acrylic out, countersink all of the LEDs, and then they use that rubber stuff to make it look like neon when it's lit up. So very, very cool. Comes with a remote here, got different modes. I mean, there's a ton of different modes. I kind of like this guy. Makes it look like it's like old and like fading in and out. And then you can also change the brightness. So here is 25%. I kind of like that I'll be able to adjust that if for some reason I don't like how bright it is on camera. Just dim it down to 25, 50, 100, off, whatever you want. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am about this. This is really freaking cool. You know, starting this from just nothing and then the girlfriend having this logo designed and then now it's on the wall, big 36-inch sign. It's really awesome. So appreciate you guys' motivation and, you know, help in making all of this happen. Unfortunately, this is gonna be it for today. I gotta go to work and I will check in with you guys tomorrow as we get more stuff accomplished. All right, as you can see, we have secured a metal cabinet. Ended up being able to buy it from Lowe's, but it was an online thing. They actually sell a bunch of different, you know, manufacturers you've never even heard of. Even some of the stuff that's like Alibaba type stuff. But we went with Craftsman. It was the only one that I could find that was all black, and it was actually $100 more for a complete black instead of just black doors, red case. So whatever, buy once, cry once. We got black, and then if I ever want to get any of the small like tool ones where I can just throw like power tools and stuff in there, they sell those as well in like sets. So yeah, this is a pretty heavy duty looking piece. I did some research on it. It rated higher than like Husky and their stuff. So yeah, we're gonna unbox this and see how long it takes to put together. I anticipate, you know, a couple hours. So I do have to work tonight, so this will probably be as far as I get, is just assembling this cabinet, maybe getting it in the corner. So let's break it down. All right, we've got that cabinet all done. Took me about 2 hours. I just slid it into its home and it looks pretty sweet. Check it out. Everything's a mess still. Got a bunch of crap on the workbench I need to clean up, but we have the totes back under the workbench. Got to clean up this stuff on the swim step and tell you guys about that hose and all the other stuff that's here. But it fits perfectly. This is exactly what I wanted and envisioned. Plenty of space to still be over here working in the corner of the workbench if I need to. Although I do think the trash can's probably gonna end up there. The welder will go next to the boat there. I got our jack stands and jack underneath the swim step of the boat there. That's fine. Plenty of room to open these doors. My totes that I have are not going to fit, so I am gonna have to order up some other ones that are this size. That's what I had previously, so I'll just order up a few of those. Amazon, they're pretty cheap. And yeah, so it's a 4 foot wide, 18-inch deep, and 72 high, but then the legs make it, I think, 74. So adjustable legs, 24 gauge steel. Locking. It's starting to look really neat under here. I have the vision once all this stuff is gone that, like, you know, we've just got this, a trash can, we got the drill press on the bench there, vise will go over here, water will be there, plenty of room to work around, film with you guys. As you see, I also added another light here, so now we are really good on lighting. We've got this one here, running over to this one here, and then the back one up against the cedar there. And then I ended up adding a 2 foot section as well. So it is like the whole length of the cedar underneath the loft right there. So it lights up over the toolbox and the workbench. I mean, I'm really happy with how this is turning out, you guys. So I don't know how much more we're going to get to in this video, but stick with me and we'll figure it out. All right, you guys, that is gonna do it for this one. I was hoping to accomplish a little bit more this week and to get this video out to you guys yesterday, Thursday. Unfortunately, life happens. Yesterday, our water heater ended up shitting the bed. Spent the entire day diagnosing whether or not it was a heating element issue or a top or bottom thermostat issue. ended up just replacing all 4 of those items and flushing the tank multiple times to get any sediment out of it. Had no hot water. And then on top of that, our cat Tucker, which you guys have probably seen a few times on the channel, ended up in the emergency room. He's gonna be fine, but he is spending 3 days there. He did have to have surgery, and when they gave me the bill, I almost fainted. It was $6,400 up front, and hopefully nothing else gets tacked onto that. So that's like the price of wheels and a swing arm and like suspension and brakes, are just a lot. It's a lot, right? But there's not a price that we would not pay for our family members, and he is that. So we will recover. It's just gonna be maybe a couple less little bike parts here and there over the next month or 2, but that's all right. Future content coming soon is going to be road glide stuff. We have a lot to talk about with that. Gonna be doing the fireplace surround, so you'll see some more shop updates and stuff, but the focal point is switching back to bike content. That's the goal, that's the mission, it's what we're doing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would, help this video maybe make me 50, 100 bucks so I can put that towards our parts fund again after this vet bill. So please give the video a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch future bike content, shop stuff, etc. I will catch you guys in my next off week.